Moore back again with you. I am your compassion leader of influence, coming to you live on IBGR.network, your radio show of what is it? It should be a radio show of choice, the only radio show you need and want and deserve. Now, okay, so I was told that my on-air sign is all wrong, but it's okay. You've got me, so that's going to be awesome. What I'm going to talk into, and I apologize for the few seconds that I went over. What I'm going to talk into now in this next segment is that when we're talking about delegation, there's so many ways that we can create dysfunctional teams by not delegating appropriately or by delegating to the wrong person. And so when I was talking into this and I was looking at different aspects, tools that I've used in training before, I realized that one of the things that stood out for me was the 5 dysfunctions of a team, which was with Patrick Lencioni. Now, when I look at his book, he's talking about some of the key issues from a perspective of understanding buy-in. Now, I couldn't understand where buy-in fitted in, so I actually went and took a look at it, and I thought, okay, it was under a healthy, and I'm going to read this to you from his book. So, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, on page 188, where he talks about the different dysfunctions. But the one that stood out for me that is relevant right now to what I'm talking into is the lack of commitment. It says a lack of healthy conflict is a problem because it ensures the third dysfunction of a team, lack of commitment. Without having aired their opinions in the course of passionate and often open debate, team members rarely, if ever, buy in and commit to decisions, though they may feign agreement during meetings. And then there was lack of accountability. And I thought that was very relevant. So, accountability and commitment in relation to delegation is one of the key areas that would be brilliant to actually delve into. So, avoidance of accountability without committing to a clear plan of action. Even the most focused and driven people often hesitate to call their peers on actions and behaviors that seem counterproductive to the good of the team. Okay, so I was reading to you from page 188 and 189 from the 5 dysfunctions of a team. Now, for the people that cannot see it, that I was showing the book on Facebook, but for my listeners, get a hold of Patrick Lencioni's book, The 5 Dysfunctions of the Team, and take a look at some of those areas in terms of competencies and why it is relevant for where we're at right now. So, when I looked at the accountability side and the commitment side, it brought to mind the fact that commitment to the process, commitment to the actions needed to be put into place, commitment to the plans that need to be developed, commitment to being intentional in how a person will follow through. Now, if we're talking about delegation and how it improves competency, a person can only be competent if they have the ability to follow through skillfully whatever the request is that you've given to them. Now, there are some African principles of leadership that I really love and that really adds value into this part of the conversation. They talk about a concept called omakelwan. Now, that is a beautiful concept in South Africa. It's from the Zulu language, Zulu language. Now, omakelwan is broken down into the simplicity of this. Aka is to build, akelana to build with, omakelwan, the completion of the entire word, means your neighbor. Now, what does neighborliness have to do with delegation? I think it has everything to do with it. It's the brilliance of a neighbor who helps, supports, and guides without any expectation of something in return. Now, one meaning that people are there to support each other. So you don't have levels, you don't have your title, you don't have your department holding you back in terms of I'm from this department, you're from that department, I can't support you, I can't guide you because this is my bubble, this is where I belong and you belong there. No. The concept in Africa, and what I love about this, is that in the rural areas, if one person is building their house, everybody from around the community comes to help them, whether they're young or old, men or women, whether they're even children, everybody has got a small role to play. Now, for me, think about it. This is your home being built. Now, you better pray when you've got so many people coming to help you from around the community. You don't know what their skills, abilities, or talents are. You better pray that house is going to be standing a few years from then. Now, I know it may sound funny, but here's the thing: people trust. For me, the reality of that concept is that there is a lot of trust. But more than that, the person delegates effectively, each person according to the experience that they have. So tiny people and little people could be making bricks, they could be carrying straw. That's not going to break down a house. You've got men and women who are competent in understanding how to build and cement the structure of the home, and their talents are utilized in those areas. You have people who will weave the thatch that will go onto the roof. So that is a part that is played by only the people who know and understand how to use thatch and are brilliant at it. Now, I know I'm using a very simple terminology, but the effect on your business is that if you want to build the foundations of your company strongly, who in your company are you bringing to the fore and developing and asking, what are you talented in? What are your skills and abilities that makes you special? What are your roles and responsibilities that you've excelled at adds value in such a profound way, so that when we're building a home or we're building a business, let's look at that as one concept. If you're building a home, you want it to last. You want this to be the place that is the welcoming environment for anybody and everybody to come to. This is the place where people feel honored and respected and valued as a human being. And what is stunning about it is that everybody feels like they were a part of this building. They were part of the love put into the growth and the creation of this building. They were a part of the journey of the person, helping them to have a roof over their heads and to succeed. Now, for me, it does not matter how much people can intellectualize the law of buy in. This right here, this concept shows that you can get the buy-in from people because they were included. So as a leader, to build competency by delegating, you need to understand your people better. How do you do that? You've got to be effective in your communication. You've got to be effective in the way you speak into people. You've got to be effective in the way you grow people, nurture them, guide them, and support them. Now, those are all powerful states of being that a lot of people miss the point on. So when you have a community of people coming together without expectation of what they want, can have, and deserve, there's no sense of entitlement. In a business environment, to delegate with impact, that is what you want. You want to delegate with impact because the impact is for your future generations, for the future of the company, for you to grow your company to become more powerful, more influential, to help other people to grow is the most incredible thing to have. You see, the success of the company is not only related to the to at the end of the day to what they've achieved in terms of financial success. The financial success is one part of a company. The brilliance of the company is the ability to retain talent. Now, a lot of people will say that they have an issue retaining talent. And my question to them is how competent are your people? How much do you acknowledge them? How much do you build them? How much do you grow them? Dan Roberts spoke very succinctly into this early on. What is your growth plan? Now, if you have a growth plan, what is the growth plan for your people? And I think that, when you look at delegation also demands a growth plan that allows people to see where are they missing out in terms of skills? Where do they need to step up? You see, people won't step up by themselves. They want to know that if they do step up, are they going to be supported? They want to know that if they do step up, will you be there for them as the leader that they look up to? See, a lot of people don't have a vision. They wait for a leader with vision. And once they join the leader with vision, they gain and grow and accept that vision, and they begin to build their own vision for their life because they are listening into you, they're being guided by you, they're being supported by you. So when I look at all of the nuances of the art of delegation in developing competence, I realize that there's a lot more to it in terms of the human experience, the human interaction, the belief systems of people, where they want to go, where they want to grow, and where they want to go in their lives. And so when you look at competence, I mean, what is competence? At the end of the day, it is our ability to do the thing we want to do to the best of our ability. Now, not all people have got the ability to do brilliant, amazing things. However, they will do it well. They will do it as much as they can. And yet, you as a leader can help them excel. You can help push them to grow, to be more. That is the joys of being a leader. I mean, otherwise, what's the whole point? Where are you leading people to? You see, I believe that you should never ever come down to somebody else's level, bring them up to yours. However, if you are not evolving and adjusting and changing and growing, what are you bringing people up to? And so, if we want to get people to the point of being competent, how competent are we? At what point do we take responsibility and accountability for our own personal growth as leaders? Because if we want people to be competent and amazing and skilled, and bring incredible value and support and quality services, do we honor and give them quality from our side? Do we honor and respect them and give them the respect that they need? You see, it's very easy to ask. It's very easy to demand as a leader. But as a person of influence, a compassionate leader of influence, you'll realize that the human experience demands that you grow and add value into them. Now, I know I said a whole mouthful for all of you, and I was speaking into something that triggered me from the five dysfunctions of a team. I love that because, when I read things, it always brings back powerful nuances for me and incredible things that I need to think into. So I actually listen carefully to all of the areas that I need to grow. But I see that it is going to be time soon for a short break, and I want to actually take this time quickly for my on air listeners on IBGR.network. I want to say that with our IBGR network, it is our international business growth network. It is heard in over 150 countries, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All of our show hosts are business owners providing practical tools to help you start, grow, or exit your business. We provide an integrated support structure and approach to help support your business. So, listening to the live shows, podcasts, and show notes from 24 hours a day, 168 hours a week, in over 5,100 hours a month of broadcasting. Engage with us on our www.ibgr.network website. You can access all of this incredible information there. And just know that joining our community of commerce allows you to engage with every single one of us to bridge the gap. So that is me taking a break on my show.